welcome to Sonoma.
And it is a beautiful day here in Sonoma. Carl Edwards is the race leader. Robbie Gordon has just taken second place from Kyle Busch. And some of the wild antics of road course racing are really starting to show up here.
Yeah, watch Casey K9 car goes in way too deep, locks up the right front, locked up the right front. You can't turn it. Unfortunately, Bobby Labonte was there, got tagged, and lost about 15 spots. Nemechek goes down there. Looks like he may have got a little wheel hop. That's when you jump on the brakes, the rear wheels start chattering and locking up. He turned it sideways and lost a lot of ground.
Was able to get it restarted and continue. So Edwards is the race leader. Robbie Gordon started outside the front row, led 34 laps earlier. He runs second. There's Kyle Busch in third and Jamie McMurray, the pole sitter, in fourth. And the always dangerous Boris Said is in fifth. That's Dale Jarrett. He's gone around on the track. Jarrett was running back about the 39th spot.
Yeah, he went to outbrake the 70 car of Sauter, but that wasn't going to happen. I mean, Johnny didn't give him much room, right, but you know, still Dale was all over that curb, and when you hit a curb like that, you're going to be flying through the air sideways and then backwards.
Then the caution comes out.
Then the caution comes out.
And this is a caution a lot of these teams were counting on to try and help them with their fuel mileage and make this a two-stop race. It's going to be a wild finish. We're not even halfway. And our Die Hard Fan Cam presented by Live Free or Die Hard in theaters June 27th. And it is a spectacular turnout here in Sonoma this afternoon, and they have really done a job with this place. It's beautiful. It really is. I've been out here since 2000.
Yep, that's last time I raced here.
Yeah.
2000, and they have done a great job. Made it very fan friendly.
Yes,
really.
exactly right. They have video monitors, the big screens all over the place where these fans can not only see what's going on in front of them, but all around the road course. And it's Steve Page and those guys have done a great job out here. Just fantastic to be back out here at Sonoma. Well, we saw how the fans' view. How about the driver's view, Wally?
Hey, Kyle. Swally up here in the booth. Got me?
Got you, man. How come I never get to talk to Weber?
Okay, I'm putting Weber on, and it's your fault.
All right, man.
A lot of wacky strategy going on out there.
A lot of strategy, like I told you guys this morning. There's going to be some guys that get to lap 70, and that's their final pit stop. And like I told Larry and you guys, I know it sounds strange, but we're cutting the cars off. There's a lot of these guys that are cutting the cars off all the way up there in turn 4, Wally, and coasting all the way down the backstretch, you guys. So there's a lot of stuff. If you go to in-car and hear the audio, there's a lot of people cutting off, saving fuel now, trying to stretch it so they can pit with 68 or so to go.
Did you see Bobby in the 43 go around?
Yeah, I hope you guys caught that. You got an open mic in here, and I told him, I said, man, I hope you guys in the truck are watching this. These guys are getting ready to take each other out. And if it's not in 10, it's going to be all the way at the end of the racetrack in turn 3 or 4 up there. And sure enough, they all got together up there. It's just too many people fighting for the same real estate. You know how it is. That's not going to be the end of it. I hope we don't see many more cautions, because that's what happens when you bunch us all up out here.
All right, man. Hey, Kyle, save us some fuel, okay?
I'm saving, son. Hey, tell Mark Fine, every time I come off turn 11 down there, I'm looking at him, and he's looking cool sitting up there in the TNT tower.
And Larry's losing his voice every second.
Yeah, that may be a good thing for the fans out there, man.
There's the rig. Mark and Larry hanging out down there with a few of their friends, and the hats off to our TNT crew, both down at the rig and here in the booth and all around the track, for the great job they do this weekend and every weekend. So hats off to our people here at TNT. And to Marty Snyder.
Hats off to you too as well, Weber, and you too, Wally. I know you're going to be surprised by this, but guess what, Wally? Juan Montoya in the fast part of the racetrack says something is starting to chatter in the transmission as he goes up through into turn 1. He said he feels a rattle. Here's something as well, so something to watch for Juan Montoya as we go throughout the day. He, like many of the teams here, are not using 4th gear, but as you say, Wally, he's on that rev limiter for a long time in that 42 car.
I noticed that in qualifying, and I don't even have to look out the window. I know when Montoya goes by this booth because I can hear the rev limiter for at least 2 seconds when he goes by. So I don't know. Hey, Larry, that's not really good on the valve train, is it?
No, it's not. You know, it's okay to hit the limiter, but you don't want to just sit there and hammer, because that's what's hard on things like, you know, timing chains, timing belts, all of those things.
Well, I'll tell you what, if that thing does last, those engine guys need an award.
There's our Toyota mid-race report, and we can point out that Robbie Gordon has led 34 laps, Carl Edwards 11. They've led the most laps so far today. Robbie started outside the front row.
Don't expect it will take Robbie very long to get back to the front. You know, Robbie's got a lot of race car today. I can tell when I watch Robbie if he's getting everything out of it, and he's not. He's driving really smooth right now. He's just taking care of that race car, and that's big trouble, I think, for everyone else, Matt.
G&E is just beating up Robbie as far as concerning saving as much fuel as possible. On the previous car, she said, look, you need an hourglass. There's so much distance between yourself and the guy behind you. You've got to save fuel. That's more important than leading laps.
Pace truck pulls off the track. Carl Edwards is the race leader. Here we go. Halfway. Junior looking to the inside.
Oh, he's got Montoya.
Yep.
Now, if Montoya can stay there, it'll be his corner.
Does not look like he has the grip.
No, I was wrong. Junior hung right in there. Oh,
this could be big.
See Stewart making the pass there.
Watch out for that wall.
It's by Reed Sorensen in the 41 car.
Robbie Gordon got the lead away from Carl Edwards. You were right. Didn't even take half a lap.
Didn't think it was going to take long. He's probably going to wave goodbye now.
Kyle Busch in the 5 runs 3rd. Then Jamie McMurray. Lindsay?
Bill, I wanted to talk about Carl Edwards because something that he's doing right now is long shifting. He's doing that so that he can help save fuel, and they don't plan on having to bring him in if all stays great for about another, give or take, 12 laps.
He better get more than 12 out of there. There's the 6 car. David Ragan has gone around. He's got power.
Coming for a while, getting fired up here.
Trying to get back on the track. And the caution is out. So a full course yellow for the spin. So Robbie Gordon got the lead back, and the caution came out. Dale Jarrett will be the lucky dog under caution in Sonoma. You're watching the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series live on TNT. The action doesn't end when the race is over. Take advantage of TNT's Superstore discounts, special driver guitar auctions, and more only at NASCAR.com. Under caution here at Sonoma, 57 laps are complete. 110. Robbie Gordon is the race leader. Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, Jamie McMurray, Boris Said the top 5. Then Jeff Burton, Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Reed Sorensen, and Juan Pablo Montoya. An update on Denny Hamlin from Ralph.
Bill, you know, we talked about Denny Hamlin having the troubles with the shifter. They passed all those pieces and components in through the driver's side window. Guess what? he got the job done. He got the nut off, then he dropped the vice grips, found him on the floor, got him back in his hands, completed the job. He's got a complete shifter, and he's moving up through the field.
Ralphie's had an interesting weekend, hasn't he?
Boy, it has been brutal, Bill. As we documented at the beginning of the day in our pre-race show, he overslept on Saturday morning, missed some of that practice, and had to leave early to go to Milwaukee. He ended up getting in the race there very late because he couldn't land his helicopter, still won the race, got back here about 3 in the morning, and then he has all the troubles with the shifter. He'll be happy, I think, when he finally gets back home and headed towards New Hampshire.
Man. Denny Hamlin back in the 18th spot. Let's check in with Matt.
Robbie Gordon retook the lead back on lap 55, but moments ago, this was some conversation between he and Gene Need, his crew chief.
Saved me a lot of fuel here, but if you knock it out of gear downhill, I'd be happy.
Been doing that all day, buddy. We're on the same page.
And they're right on target. And the fact that he got back up to the lead and did not have to use up his fenders was a big concern, trying to work his way back through that traffic. But right now, around lap 70, 71 is their target date for their next stop here on pit road.
They're going to have a long way to go if they stop around 70.
Yeah. They're counting on some yellows in there somewhere.
Yeah. Larry Mack changing batteries in the calculator right about now. Take a look at our AutoZone in the zone driver stat for today. I'm guessing it involves Martin Truex Jr. Yep, certainly running very well of late. Got the win, 3rd place and 2nd in his last 3 races. And you know he's looking forward to going to New Hampshire next week. Right now, though, in the 31st position on the racetrack for Martin Truex Jr. Jeff Gordon's back in the 12th spot. Jimmy Johnson runs 16th. Kyle's back in 26th. And Robbie Gordon is the race leader.
It's going to be pretty good. I think you've got a lot of pretty fast cars up there right now. You got a couple of cars in there that I think are in the middle of all that. But guys like Stewart and Boris, Jamie McMurray, I think they're going to be making a lot of moves here after this green flag flies.
Go to NASCAR.com and get Track Pass to see the same inside angles on every driver all race long. And we're under green. Edwards on that back bumper of Robbie. Kyle Busch watching it all. Tony Stewart on the move, back about 5th. Stewart got that position from Jeff Burton. That's Boris Said in the 60 and 5th.
See Kyle Busch there taking a look at the 99 of Carl Edwards, trying to figure out how maybe he can take that 2nd spot away. Meanwhile, you got Jamie McMurray there. He's run really good all day long. As is Boris Said, sitting right there in the 5th spot.
Update on... Go ahead, Wally.
I was just going to say, this is one of those deals, you don't want to make a mistake right here. Because if you're one of these guys who make one little mistake, you're going to lose a bunch of spots because everybody's nose to tail. McMurray's going to take a look. I think, wow, Kyle Busch saw him at the last second, gave him some room. They're going to drag race up the hill. McMurray's really in the best spot right there and gets in front of him.
Matt?
Busch racing smart, though, Bill. His best finish here, 11th. Now, he runs better usually, more confidence at Watkins Glen, a more of a high-speed track. This place is so technical, and that's one thing, Wally, that he worked on during final practice, working on his feet, being more consistent and more smooth. Marty?
Murray passed Kyle Busch up there. His best finish in Infineon Raceway is 2nd. And he told me before he started the race, we saw that little clip of him going off the racetrack. That's what he wanted to avoid today. Being aggressive early in the race, but in the 2nd half, if his car was good, he was going to go for it. Clearly, they have a fast car. A little 3 wide back there, Bill.
It's pretty exciting back in this pack.
Knew Stewart was going to try to push the issue with Boris Said, so I knew that was coming.
There's Tony in the 20, Said right behind him, then Jeff Burton. Junior in the 8.
said, goes down to turn 11, gets on the brake. You're going to grab a couple of gears here. This is where you kind of get off the brake and just let the car roll. And you really want to jump on the throttle here, but you can't because the rear tires just want to spin off that corner. So you just kind of lay the throttle down.
McMurray got second from Carl Edwards. And Robbie Gordon trying to run away and hide. So it's McMurray, Edwards, then Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart, the top 5. Carl Edwards last pitted on lap 28. Robbie on lap 35. McMurray on lap 36. Everybody looking around lap 70 would like to go a little deeper than that before they'd have to come back in. That's Butch Leitzinger in the 23 car for Bill Davis.
Yeah, the thing, and that's all great on paper, but somebody better get up there and start getting, putting some pressure on Robbie Gordon. It's not going to matter. Robbie Gordon's got a very fast car. He's out front. He's taking care of his equipment because he's out front. Nobody's putting any pressure on him. So somebody's got to figure out how they're going to do that, or they're racing for second.
Robbie led 81 laps here when he won in 2003.
Oh, there's Kurt Busch.
Yep. Trying to get it spun around, pointed in the right direction. A lot of traffic down there.
Like I said, whatever happened, whether he got hit, mistake, whatever, he just lost about 10 spots right there.
Let's go back and see if we can find out what happened to Kurt.
May have got tagged. I would say he definitely got tagged
by the 42, and the 24 was right behind the 42.
Diving in. Inside barely, you're good.
And the 24 gets that position.
Well, we'll see if that 2 gets around that 42 between now and the end of the race.
He's coming. Robbie Gordon is the race leader. 2 wins in 17 road course races, both in 2003. Can he get back to victory lane today?